Dun, dun, dun.
Hey guys, what is going on? I hope everybody's having a fantastic day today. So today is a very special day. I have a special guest that has come from very far away, and he is here with me now.
And I'm looking at a guy with a big old strap on his head. It looks great.
It's not a strap on.
It's a strap. It's definitely a strap on his head. I wish you guys could see this. Looks great. Looks fantastic. If you guys didn't know, I am going to do a ride along with him tonight. I think shift starts like after the sun's down, so it's going to be probably 8:30, 10, something like that. We are. If you guys already knew, I was up in Atlanta, so I just trotted over here, and we're going to do a ride along and ask Mr. Officer 401 some questions that he hasn't already done a video about, because the man has probably done a video about every single thing in the possible world ever. So, are you down with that?
I am definitely down with that.
All right, so I might, if I repeat questions that you've already covered, I guess try to cover more in depth. I'm gonna go over a lot of stuff we talked about today. All right, so first question. So, as a civilian, what is the number one thing you could do? Like, if I'm driving down the road, right, and I see a cop on the side of the road, is it true that it's already too late to do anything to fix? Like, if you're speeding, say I'm going 70 in a damn 45, like I'm doing it with Dan in my Corvette, I'm just flying. Is it too late to already change something up?
By the time you have seen us, we have already seen you. The cops that sit in like certain areas, a lot of times like that's their honey hole. So like they already know the road layout. They already know like their distance of view and stuff like that. Most cops that are sitting in the median have run radar so many times, like they know that road like the back of their hand. So chances are, if you have seen them, they've already been watching you.
So you can shoot that, your little laser thingy, your little I don't know what the hell you guys call them, but you guys can shoot that. Like, do you know the distance on it, or is it just like if you can see it, you can hit it?
I'm glad you brought that up. So with radar or with LiDAR, which is the laser, it's a good rule of thumb that you don't want to clock somebody that's like a mile and a half away, because we have to have what's called tracking history, and that basically means like you have to be able to visually estimate about how fast they're going. And part of your final test, like you have to be within 1 or 2 miles an hour of that actual speed. So it does take some practice getting to see like how fast cars are going and stuff like that.
So how effective, on a scale of 1 to 10, and then you can explain how effective is a radar, like a what the hell are those things called? Radars or
detectors?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, 'cause I know they're illegal where I live. They're in the state of
they?
Virginia, in Washington D.C., and Maryland are the only 3 places in the whole entire country that they're illegal. And apparently, they know if you have one. Like, apparently they know. I don't know how. Maybe you know this, but they know if you have one. Like, if they shoot your car with the laser, somehow it bounces back to them that they know you have it. How effective actually are they?
All right, so with the radar or the LiDAR, it doesn't actually tell the officer what they have in their car. There's no way to tell that because the radar detector, it's not sending out a signal, it's only receiving one. Mm-hmm. So the way they tell is simply by just looking in your windshield. And like a trained eye will be able to see that. So I was sitting with a buddy of mine, I was doing a ride along one time, and we were sitting on the side of the highway. And there, like, keep in mind, this is a highway, so people were flying past us at like 70, 75 miles an hour. He could tell who was wearing a seatbelt or not.
Good
and
Lord.
That's like with tinted windows. And still to this day, I've been doing this almost 9 years, I cannot tell when somebody doesn't have a seatbelt or not at 70 miles an hour. So officers that are doing traffic all the time, like they have that trained eye to see seatbelts or radar detectors or whatever. So that's a radar detector in the front of the windshield is a lot easier to see than a seatbelt.
That's true. So when you're looking for I didn't even think about that, but if you're looking for a seatbelt, is it like, are you looking at the chest area? Like, is that where you're looking for, like, at the crossover?
That depends on which direction you're going. Like, if I'm going the same direction as you, then I actually look for the strap from the door connecting to you. Oncoming, then yeah, I'm looking at your shirt.
All right, so guys, I don't know if you remember, I did make a video about me coming here. It was probably about a month ago when we began first talking to Officer 401, and I told you guys to throw me some things that you guys want answered that if you've been through his videos you haven't seen yet. So this question is actually coming from Mr. Trader 4. He asks, what should a concealed carry driver do if they get pulled over? Do they just not mention it, or should they announce that they have a firearm?
If I weren't a cop and I was carrying and I got stopped by a cop, me personally, I'm gonna roll down my window, put both hands out, and let them know as they're approaching, sir, I just want to let you know that I do have a firearm in the vehicle.
So for you, would you prefer someone tell you that they have a gun, or would you just rather not know?
I would rather know.
Gotcha.
That's just me personally.
I think that's how I'd feel too. If I was a cop, I'd want to know that the gun's there. Like,
yeah.
I don't want you to reach for your registration and then out of the back of your hip comes a damn
Yeah,
gun. Like
yeah.
that would kind of be like, hey man, where's the courtesy at? You know what I'm talking
Right.
about? All right, so I have a couple good questions for you. So we go through these two real quick. All right, so Timmy O'Hara asks, does Officer 401 like decaf or regular?
I like supercharged, dude. I like the hyper caffeinated shit. I want to drink coffee that gives me a hard on.
All right, so Ian Moan. That's Moon, not Moan. See, look what you did to me. Going the horrible gutter mind right now. Officer 401, how many chicks have flashed him or offered sex to get out of tickets?
Surprisingly, not that often, man. Because I think, especially with the way everything's recorded now, cameras keep everybody honest. I'll just say that. I'm sure there were a lot more cops that probably would have taken people up on that offer, maybe in the 70s. But now with everything being recorded, like I've had people like push their tits up. So they're like popping out the top of their turtleneck and shit.
And the turtleneck. All right, so Officer 401, have you ever used your flashing lights for a donut run?
No, only when I've had to shit.
Amazing. All right, here's actually a legit one. This one comes from Lucas. If I say his last name, it's going to sound like I sneeze, so I'm not going to pronounce that. But do cops ever start or get involved in road rage?
I would be lying if I said that a cop has not pulled somebody over because they've done something that personally annoyed them on the road. Now, I've never stopped anybody just because I'm pissed. Don't get me wrong, but if they've like just blatantly committed some sort of traffic violation that could have caused an accident, then yeah, I'll stop them all day.
So, if you were to get pulled over, is there like a camaraderie for the badge? I'm not saying if like you're doing a wheelie at 100 miles per hour down the road. Like if you're going 7 over and you pulled over, like nothing huge. Is there like a hey man, I'm a cop, you're a cop type of thing?
There's definitely like an unspoken professional courtesy.
Gotcha.
And that's not right, but it is. I mean, it is the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see a lot of you guys being like, "Why it's some bullshit, motherfucking tits, wieners, and everything." But I mean, it's
definitely
professional.
And, like, see, there's a video going viral right now of a lieutenant that got stopped, I guess, by a local agency, and he's DUI, and he's like begging and pleading with this officer to let him go, and the officer doesn't. He locks him up, and the frustrating part is like the public. There are certain people that let's say he wouldn't have made the arrest, people would have been complaining that he let a cop go because he's a cop.
Yeah.
But then there's people complaining that it took too long to arrest him. So some people, like, you're not going to please.
All right, so Harold Brunner asks, out of everything in your job, I added that part, but what's your favorite part of the job? Like, what is your all-time, you wake up and you're going to, patrol the streets, what is your favorite part of it?
I think my favorite part of the job is, like, where you're really able to help somebody. Like, we go to calls all the time, and it's always bullshit, like people arguing, then people get pissed off because you make an arrest, like finding a 7-year-old that went missing, a couple nights ago, being able to find her and like reunite her with her parents, that is a rewarding feeling. Like, that's what keeps me coming back and makes all the other bullshit completely worth it.
All right, so trying to be unbiased as possible, being someone in the motor vlogging community, if you see a bike, does it not run, if you're running radar, would you more likely than check the bike before a car? I'll be honest, guys. If I was a cop and I saw a car and a bike, I would radar the bike first because historically and, well, factually, it can go faster. So if you've ever been in a situation where you have a car or bike and you're going to radar, do you choose the bike ahead of time?
I don't pay any attention to bikes, usually. Oh, wow. Honestly, like if it was between a bike and a car, I'm focused on the car. I wouldn't give the bike a second thought. And it's weird because, like, even working with traffic guys for, years and years, I've never heard a cop say that they specifically target or look for bikes.
All right, so we'll get a couple more here, guys. This one's from Joshua Songer. Joshua wants to know what makes him choose to let someone off with a warning, and what are your limits for officer discretion?
We have complete control over what happens on a traffic stop. If we want to issue a verbal warning or like a written warning or a citation, that's completely up to us.
Okay, so what would be the best thing for a person to do if they're getting pulled over and they want to do their best to get a warning?
Honestly, the biggest thing is just being polite. I mean, there's so many people don't understand, and I'm not saying this is right, but so many people talk themselves into tickets. It's frustrating because you'll make the stop and it's like people give you this attitude, and it's like, how do you expect me to be nice to you when you're being a complete dick? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't expect people to kiss my ass. That's not what I'm saying. But it's a mutual respect.
Yeah.
When I walk up to the car, I'm smiling, I'm greeting you, yeah, it might be a traffic offense, but there's still a professional way of handling it.
I'm doing my best on it. This one's from Uppish. What's your favorite donut?
Chocolate glaze.
Wait, you're talking about like the devil's food? It's like a full chocolate donut and then it's glazed on top of it.
No. I like the white donuts.
Oh,
with
you're
the
like
chocolate
so
on
you're like a
top.
basic bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha.
Basic bitch cop. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I sincerely appreciate it. If you like the video, comment, subscribe. If you guys have any further questions, make sure to leave them in the comments, and I will try to address each and every one of them if I possibly can. And Yummy, thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate you stopping through, and I am stoked about tonight.
No, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me like here. Like being able to come down here is one thing to do a vlog with you, but the ride along is like completely awesome. That you were totally cool with me coming down. Like, you know, guys, I did not know him prior to like YouTube. You know, we started connecting on there, and that's kind of how I know him. So for you to let me come down and do this, man, I really do appreciate it. And guys, thank you so much for having me, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Thank you guys once again, and I will see you very soon.